Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, back again with me, Dini Rizky Rahayu from English Education Department of South Islamic University, Sunan Gunung Jati, Bandung. Well, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is another video of me talking about, I'm going to talk about morphology. We already talked a lot about morphology, right? We already words, we already talk about complex word, suffixes, prefix, affix, everything. Then in this video I would like to discuss with all of you about this compounding. So as usual, I bring my laptop because there is no projector in my home. Then I will just show you on my PowerPoint. Okay, compounding is, I think I already talked a little bit about compounding in my second video, I think. But actually in this video I would like to talk more about this compounding. Is there one of you already know about compounding? I think compounding is very easy to remember, right? Because its compound is like making one compound. Okay, so the definition of compounding and also the kind of compounding will be explained by me, so just keep on watching. Okay, so what is actually compounding? What is compounding? Is there any of you know? No? Okay, so in a linguistic, the process of combining two or more words, free morphemes, to create a new word, commonly a noun or verb or adjective, is called compounding. So compounding is combining. So if you heard about compounding, remember about combining. So yeah, that's the simple way to remember the definition of compounding with combining. Okay, with the example, black plus bird become blackbird. You get what I mean? Compound are written as one word. First, one word. For example, sunglasses, one word. Second, two hyphenated words like life threatening. Third, two separate words, football stadium. Okay. Compounding is a process by which a compound lexeme is derived from two or more simpler lexemes. For example, blackbird, black plus bird. Black is an adjective while bird is a noun. Blackbird is a noun. You get what I mean? Compounding is a lexical process deriving lexemes from lexemes. Black plus bird become blackbird. Okay, compound in syntax. In syntax, compound words behave like simple words. There is a dead bird on the doorstep. There is a dead blackbird on the doorstep. Okay, now let's move to identification of compound words. So this is just a tips, or not a tip centric, but this is how you can identification of a compound word. So they can be identified by, the first is meaning. Sometimes with a meaning that is simply the sum of the parts. For example, light switch. sometimes with some sort of figurative nuisance, for example, moonshine. The semantic relationship of the parts can be of all kinds. A window cleaner cleans windows, but a vacuum cleaner does not clean vacuums. You know what I mean? So we can be sure we have a compound when the primary stress moves forward. Normally, a modifier will be less heavily stressed than the word it modifies. But in compounds, the first element is always more heavily stressed. So in compound words, the first element is always more heavily stressed. Second, how to identify the compound word is by stress. So we can be sure we have a compound when the primary stress moves forward. Normally, a modifier will be less heavily stressed than the word it modifies, but in compounds, the first element is always more heavily stressed. So remember, in compound, the first element is always more heavily stressed. For example, stone age, the first element is more heavily stressed. Stone has more stress, so tonnage is a compound words. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog is a compound word because the first element has more heavily stressed. Hot dog, hot has the more stress rather than dogs. This change with phrasal verbs where the verb is stressed. Example, come in, go on. Come in, go on. Come in has more stress rather than come. Go on has more stress rather than go. You get what I mean? Okay, if you understand about how to identification of a compound word, remember there are two way to identification compound word. The first is by its meaning, the second is by its stress. By its meaning, sometimes with a meaning that is simply the sum of the parts, or sometimes with some short of figurative nuisance, while stress identification of a compound words by stress is, remember, in compounds the first element is always more heavily stressed. So in a word, in compound word, is always the first element who has more stressed. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's continue to this subclasses of compound words. So compound also have like its subclasses. There is endocentric. Oh, it is based on semantic classification. There is endocentric, exocentric, copulative, oppositional. So type endocentric, description A plus B donates a special kind of B. Example, dark room, small talk. Exocentric, A plus B donates a special kind of an unexpressed semantic head. For example, skinhead, pale face. Head, a person. Copulative, A plus B donates the sum of what A and B donate. The example, bittersweet, sleepwalk. Oppositional, A and B provide different description for the same referent. So example, actor, director, maid servant. So A and B each being a word within the compound. So A and B is a word that being compound. You get what I mean? Okay, so let's talk one by one about the subclasses of compound words. The first is an endocentric. So an endocentric compound consists of first a head, second the categorical part that contains the basic meaning of the whole compound, third modifiers which restrict its meaning. For example, dog house, where house is the head and dog is the modifier. So dog house, the dog is the modifier and house is the head. Is understood as a house intent for a dog. So the head is a house because it's understood as house intent for a dog. Okay, endocentric compounds tend to be the same part of speech word class as their head, as in the case of dog house. Okay, second one is exocentric compounds are hyponyms of some unexpressed semantic head, example a person, a plant, an animal, and their meaning often cannot be transparently guessed from its constituent part. For example, the English compound white collar is neither a kind of color nor a white thing. You get what I mean? So white color is a kind of color, not nor a white thing. In exocentric compound, the word class is determined lexically, disregarding the class of the constituents. For example, a must have is not a verb but a noun. Must have is not a verb but noun. The meaning of this type of compound can be glossed as one whose B is A, where is B is the second element of the compound and A is the first. Okay. The third is copulative compounds. Are compounds which have two semantic heads, can be recognized by possibility of adding and between the two heads. Example, bittersweet, sleepwalk. Then there is a fourth appositional compound, refer to lexemes that have two contrary attributes which is classify the compound. For example, player coach, someone who is as well as a coach. Okay, let's move to it's enough talking about a subclass of compound. Then let's move to another kinds of compound. There is noun compounding. So two or more nouns combined from to form a single noun. So noun compounding. Compound means a combine two or more words. The noun is a noun. So noun compounding is combine two or more noun become a single noun. You get what I mean? For example, grapefruit juice, sister-in-law, school teacher. It is all the noun compounding because school is noun, teacher is noun, become school teacher. Sister is now noun, in-law is noun, sister-in-law is noun compounding. Grape is noun, fruit is noun, juice is noun. Grapefruit juice is a noun compounding because it's a combine two or more words become a single word. Okay, become a single noun. A compounded noun whose form no longer clearly reveals its origin, such as bonfire or Marcel, is sometimes called an amalgamated compound. Okay. The compound noun structure is extremely varied in the types of meaning relation it can indicate. It can be used to indicate what someone else does. Language teacher, for example, what something is for. waste paper basket, green stone, for example. What the qualities of something are, whiteboard, for example. How something works, immersion, heater, for example. When something happens, night force, for example. Where something is, doormat, for example. What something is made of, wood file, for the example. Okay, so that's all about noun compound. Let's move to adjective compound. Two or more words that act as a single idea to modify a noun. Part-time become part-time employee. Hyphen become hyphen chase. As a general rule, the words in a compound adjective are hyphenated when they come before a noun. A well-known actor. Well-known is adjective, but not when they come after the actor is well known. Also, compound adjective formed with an adverb ending always, such as rapidly changing, are usual, not hyphenated. Adverbs that do not end in ly may take the hyphen to form a compound adjective. The reason is obvious. A fast-moving script such as a roller coaster float, while a fast-moving script might have pace but is emotionally charged, or in emotionally moving at the same times. Okay. Next is verb compound. The process of compounding verbs can be distinguished in three methods. First, two or more words combined to form a single verb. Conventionally, verb compounds are written as either one word, two houses it, or two hyphenated word, two waterproof. Example: I pretend to window shop, posing in the form of a little store jammed with racks of custom jewelry. Second, a unit such as partial verb or a professional verb that behaves either lexical or syntactically as a single verb. In such cases, a verb its particle might have separated by others, now more commonly known as multi-word verb. Example: drop the easy off, or look forward. Third, a lexical verb plus its auxiliaries in traditional grammar. And then I was playing is a verb compounding. Okay, I think this all about compounding that I want to share with all of you. If you have any question, you can just comment down below. Thank you so much for your kind attention. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video can be useful for us. See you in my another video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.